Hello everyone, welcome to Agile Rank Mate. Today we'll be looking at the TALLENTEX examination. We'll be looking at some sample questions of grade 10 TALLENTEX. This is the first question on mental ability. Pramod, Quarashi, Ranjit, Survesh and Tushar are sitting around a circular table. Ranjit is to the right of Pramod and is second to the left of Survesh. Tushar is not between Pramod and Survesh, who is second to the left of Ranjit. Now, we need to visualize this question. So in the question we saw that they're sitting around a circular table. So let's visualize it. And we can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. P, Q, R, S, T. And so let's give 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it does not, the order is not necessary because it is a circular table and it can be manipulated in any way we want. So if we look at the first statement, it says that Ranjit is to the right of Pramod. So if Pramod is over here, then Ranjit would be over here, assuming that they are facing towards the table. And so we can see here that Ranjit is to the right of Pramod. And we can also say that Ranjit is second to the left of Survesh. So if Ranjit is over here, then Survesh would be over here, because if Survesh is over here, this would be his left. First to his left would be this position and second to his left would be this position. So Ranjit is now second to the left of Survesh. Now we have that Tushar is not between Pramod and Survesh. If we look at the diagram, we have 2 spaces. One is this and one is this. Now this position is between Pramod and Survesh. So Tushar is not over here. That means that Tushar is over here. And the only remaining person is Q, Quarashi. So P, Q, R, S, T are now seated according to the question. Now let's look at the question. Who is second to the left of Ranjit? Now this is Ranjit, who is facing in this direction. His left side would be towards here. So that means first to the left of Ranjit is P, so second to the left of Ranjit would be Q or Quarashi. So option 1, Quarashi, is the correct answer for this question. Next question on physics. The force necessary to stop a hammer having a momentum of 25 Newton second is 0.05 seconds is 25 Newton, 50 Newton, 1.25 Newton, and 500 Newton. Now we know that force is the rate of change of momentum. So this means force is equal to delta P divided by T, where P is represented by momentum. So here we need to find the force. So we replace the value of momentum and time. So we get F is equal to 25 Newton per second divided by 0.05 seconds. And so if we do it, we have 2 decimal places this side, so 2 decimal spaces is 2500 divided by 5. Now 5, 25 cancel, we get this, we get as 500 Newton. So option 4 is the correct answer for this question. Next question on chemistry. Choose the neutral salt among the following: KHSO4, Na2SO4, NaOH, and HF. Now we know that a neutral salt is, first we'll talk about salt. A salt is formed when an acid and a base react together, which gives salt plus water. And if you need to define a neutral salt, it is when a strong acid and a strong base react completely together. Strong acid examples are HCl, H2SO4, and strong base examples are KOH and NaOH. And now let's look at the options. Fourth, we have HF. HF. Now we can see that H is there in this compound. This means that this is an acid and this is not a salt. So fourth one is incorrect. Third one, we have NaOH. Now NaOH, or sodium hydroxide, we can clearly see is a strong base. However, the question is asking which is a neutral salt. So third option is also incorrect. First option says KHSO4. Now, if we look at it, it may seem that it is formed by the reaction of KOH and H2SO4, which is indeed true. And we know that H2SO4 is a strong acid and KOH is a strong base. However, this is not a neutral salt because in this reaction, H2SO4 does not dissolve completely. So there is some SO4 minus ions and also H plus ions in the solution. So this means since there is some concentration of H plus ions, the solution would be acidic. And so this salt would not be neutral. Its solution would not be neutral. First one would be an acidic salt. The correct answer is option 2, Na2SO4. Na2SO4 is formed by the reaction of NaOH and H2SO4. And this is reacted completely. That is why there is no hydrogen in the compound. In the first one, we can see that since hydrogen is there, we know that it has not been dissolved completely in the solution. So option 2 is the correct answer for this question. Next question on biology. Observe the following figure and identify the correctly labeled parts. And so in this we have the diagram of a heart and we need to identify the labeled parts. Now A, if we see, is coming from this side, that is the right side of the heart. And we know that the right side of the heart has deoxygenated blood, and so it is pumping this deoxygenated blood to the heart. This means this is the pulmonary artery. Next we have B. B, as we can see, is B and C, indeed, both of them are coming to the left side of the heart. And we know that the left side of the heart has oxygenated blood. And so this B and C both are bringing oxygenated blood from the lungs to the heart. This means that B and C are pulmonary veins. Now, we have D. D, as we can see, is the valve between the left atrium and the left ventricle. And we know that this valve is known as the bicuspid valve. It's also known as the mitral valve. And next we have E. Now E is the inferior vena cava. Inferior vena cava. And this brings deoxygenated blood from the other cells to the heart. And next we have F. Now F is pointing to the valve between the right atrium and the right ventricle. So F over here would be the tricuspid valve. Next we have G. If we look carefully, we can see G is the space between the two ventricles, or both the sides of the heart. Now this space is known as the septum of the heart. Now from this information, let's look at the options. Option 4 says B is the pulmonary artery. However, this is incorrect because as we can see, B and C both are pulmonary veins. So option 4 is incorrect. Option 3 says F is a tricuspid valve, which is correct. And C is a pulmonary artery. This is incorrect because we saw that C is the pulmonary vein. The second one, A is the superior vena cava. This is incorrect because A over here is the pulmonary artery and not the superior vena cava. However, even though E, inferior vena cava, is correct. So option 2 is incorrect. So that means option 1 is the correct answer. D is mitral valve or the bicuspid valve, which is correct. C is the pulmonary vein, which is also correct. So option 1 is the correct answer for this question. Next question on mathematics. Use the information given in the following figure to evaluate 10 by sine theta plus 6 by sine phi minus 6 cot phi. 16, 20, 24, 28. Now, from this figure, we need to figure out to evaluate this. So for this, we need all the sides. Then only we can calculate sine theta, sine phi, and cot phi. So first, let's look at the triangle PDR. PDR. We can see that it is a right angle triangle. And the hypotenuse is 20 and one of the sides is 12. So by Pythagoras theorem, we can find dr. And so dr would be equal to the square root of hypotenuse squared, 20 squared, minus PD squared, that is 12 squared. Now this will be equal to root of 400 minus 144. This is root of 256. Root of 256 is 16. So dr is 16 units. Now, we are given the question that, in the figure that QR is 21 and dr we found out is 16. This means QD would be 21 minus 16, which would be 5. Now let's look at the triangle PDQ. We have one of the sides as 12, the other side as 5. And so we know that this is a right angle triangle. Then we can find the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse PQ would be equal to the square root of the side squared. The sum of the side squared, 12 squared plus 5 squared. This is equal to root of 144 plus 25. This will be equal to the root of 169. And root of 169 is 13. So PQ would be 13. Now we found all the sides. We have to calculate 10 by sine theta plus 6 by sine phi minus 6 cot phi. Now sine theta we know is sine theta is equal to opposite by hypotenuse. So the opposite of theta over here is 5 and the hypotenuse is 13. So this would be sine theta would be 5 by 13. Now sine phi, that's the symbol, that's what we call this symbol, sine phi, is opposite by hypotenuse. Opposite is 12 and the hypotenuse is 20. It's equal to 12 by 20. Now cot phi. Now we know that tan phi is opposite by adjacent. So cot phi would be adjacent by opposite. This would be equal to the adjacent of phi is 16 and its opposite is 12. 16 by 12. We simplify it. 12 by 20 would be 6 by 10 equal to 3 by 5. And 16 by 12 would be equal to 4 by 3. Now if we have to evaluate this, we get 10 by 5 by 13 plus 6 by 3 by 5 minus 6 times 4 by 3. Now in here we can cancel this and this. 2 into 4, 8. So 10 divided by 5 by 13, so 10 into 13 by 5 plus 6 divided by 3 by 5, that is 6 into 5 by 3 minus 2 into 4 would be equal to 8. Here 3 and 6, 2, 5 and 10, 2. 2 into 13 will be 26. 2 into 5 is 10 minus 8. Equal to 26 minus 8. This would be equal to, it will be 36 minus 8, which would be equal to 28. So this whole expression 10 by sine theta plus 6 by sine phi minus 6 cot phi is 28. So option 4, 28, would be the correct answer in this question. And so if we get this type of questions, we have to first evaluate all the sides unless you can simplify the term. For example, if you can simplify the term using one of the identities, then do so, and then put in the values of theta and any other letters or any other angles. And so 28 is the correct answer for this question. And this is the end of the video. We hope you found it informative and interesting. For more of such videos, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Agile Rank Mate. Until the next episode, take care, stay safe, ta-ta for now.